Here we go. What's happening, man? How you doing?
I am well, brother. How are you?
I'm glad we're finally doing this. I saw on the internet, it was funny, on some Los Angeles site, someone was asking if there was any interviews or information with the Glamour punks. And I was waiting to do this, but I was like, it's time because, dude, you ever look back and go, you changed? There's a lot of life out there. We had bands that changed a lot of lives. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's very nice of you to say, first of all. I'm not sure how true. Listen,
Oh, it's true. It's
you
true.
know how I feel. You know how I feel about your band way more than I felt about my own band for sure. Like you guys really have changed lives and more importantly, brought lives together
Right, right.
for a long time,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
even after the actual fact, right? So that's the cool part.
Yeah.
And the fact that anyone gives a fuck about the Glamour punks this much later on, like that's fucking rad too. I'm not sure how that became a thing. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah. Oh,
it's
dude, I
cool.
talked to guys in Slipknot's kids. Everybody wants to know about it. And I don't think anybody besides the guys in the band were closer to it than people like me and Jamie. We were right there from day one.
Uh, Guaranteed. I mean, we were in it together. Well, you guys it was way before Blackboard Jungle.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about, when Filthy Ritz was one of the you guys were we were like when I got here, you guys had been here for not that long, but at
No,
least
minutes. Dude, it was
minutes,
like parallel.
minutes before me. So, but you were the first people we all hung out as two different bands together. Like, oh, let's all go hang out.
Yeah. But you didn't,
Yeah.
and I remember hanging out before you had a band. You moved out from Connecticut as a drummer, right? Weren't you a drummer when I met you?
Well, I played drums,
Okay.
but I came out here to sing in a band. I didn't come out here to play drums in a band.
Because all of a sudden there was a band and you guys played the Whiskey Bozo and it was like an eruption. What was it? How did that come about? It was just an eruption. I think your first gig was at a Bozo jam and it erupted everything.
Well, it was really rad. I do remember that gig. It was not our first gig. We
Oh,
played
okay.
the Coconut Teaser probably, I don't know, maybe a month or two before that at like eight
Oh,
o'clock at
okay.
the Coconut Teaser. That was literally our first gig ever, right? Because you remember back then, like the No Bozo Jam was cool because you didn't have to sell tickets, but the teaser was the only spot back then
Yeah, it
where you didn't
cultivated
have to
us
sell.
all.
Right, right, right,
And
right.
there was equipment. There was equipment. You didn't need to bring amps.
Yeah,
You just
exactly right. So that was our first gig, dude. Our first gig was at the Coconut Teaser.
so how does
And
it
there
happen?
was there was probably maybe 20, 25 people there tops.
Wow. And how did you guys get together before that? Because I mean, everybody was such a vibrant character along this whole path. But how did that happen before? Yeah, I mean, what was the gist of it?
Uh, well, I mean, I moved here with the sole purpose of creating that band, right? Like
Oh, okay.
that's why I came here, right? I had the premise and I had a couple of songs and that was it, right? Like that's what I came here to do. Like I said, like I played drums up until that point, you know. Uh, but I had for the last, 8, 10 again, back then, like 8, 10 months seemed like a long time before
Oh,
I moved
yeah.
out here between like
Yeah.
preparing for it. But um yeah, I came out here to start that band and I met Fly the first night I got here. Boom.
And
That
I
was
was
it.
working with Kelly, RIP, and his girl at Subway. She gave us jobs. So we're tied right out of
That's
the
right. That's fucking right. Yes,
yeah.
yes,
At
yes,
Subway at
yes.
Chatsworth or something. We'd go out there every day. Yeah.
Unbelievable. That's right. Well, yeah. So I stayed with her and Fly for I don't know 8 or 10 days until I found me and Fly took off, bounced out of there after that. That was it. We started it together. Met Mickey within days of that, which is funny. Mickey just contacted me
Oh, wow.
about to make music. He's like,
Oh, my
he's like,
God.
yeah, yeah. So he
He's a
hit me up
wild
this.
man. He's a wild man.
yeah, it's been forever fucking seeing him. So it's crazy. It's funny. And then you hit me up like it is weird. Maybe
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
it's time. And then
It's a
that
time.
all
Yeah,
happened.
yeah,
That
yeah,
all happened in the same kind of 2 week period. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So and then did Stacy moved out with you? Did Stacy move? What was his? Because he
No,
was so
I came by. He was my, like, we were like this thick as thieves every second of the day back east, but he did not come here with me. I came by myself. Mickey me fly. We couldn't find a bass player, and then that's when I hit up Stacy to move out here, which he did.
which is what we did with Dave and yeah, that's Kenny, the same thing. Yeah. So you
Right,
just
right, right. Same kind of thing. Oh, I know someone. Let's
yeah,
have him
yeah.
come here. Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah.
and where were you rehearsing then, and how did you present the songs? Because I love your songs. They were so real. That's both of our bands told little stories, and we'll get into some of those stories that I remember seeing you write. But how did you present the songs to the band, and what was the process? Because you guys were so unique in the sound and so good. The songs were so. That's what made it stand out amongst everything was the songs were bitching.
Wow, cool. Thank you. Yeah. So at that point, we were at Roach Motel. Like that's where it all started, right? It was me and Fly and Mickey, and then when Stacey moved, it was all four of us in there.
Where was Roach Motel? For people
Everyone.
that don't know, where was Roach
So
Motel?
it was on Leland Way, which is a little tiny street
Yeah,
just between. We were just on the just east of Highland
by
on
Santa
Leland Way.
Monica. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So not too far, like so. But no, we were actually just south of Sunset, right? So
Okay.
between
Okay.
Sunset and Santa Monica. So we were up at the top end of Leland Way, or that way of Leland Way. Sorry, and then we all lived there, and Fly would play snare,
Uh-huh.
and Mickey had like a little practice amp, and that's how we wrote all our songs with a snare and a Mickey playing guitar and me with a notebook, and we rehearsed. We would rehearse without actually ever rehearsing with equipment before we played that teaser show. We had never like been, in a rehearsal studio with all of our equipment and shit.
So you just went live. I remember you telling me that. I wanted to make sure I had that right. So you would just the gigs were the first full
Yeah,
volume rehearsals.
that
Mind
that
blowing.
that that at that point, yes. I mean, after that gig, we started going to a rehearsal place right up the street from there. Fuck you! I'm sure you've rehearsed there. I wish I could remember the name now.
Fortress.
Fortress. Yes,
But
exactly right.
you know what's interesting. I always thought is Guns N' Roses at the beginning. That building right where 7-Eleven was. They did their rehearsals a lot of times the same way, and I think that adds to the song quality because the volume doesn't make up for a shitty song.
Well, yes. I mean, yes. Well, you think, man, when you're sitting in a room and you're doing that shit, you think it's good anyway. So you never
Yeah, yeah,
really know. But right, but you're like, oh yeah, it's rad. I'm making this. It's rad. Fuck, it's gonna be rad. But that's how we looked at it, right? Like I never thought, oh, this is gonna suck.
yeah, yeah.
This has never crossed my mind that way. Just I don't know, fake confidence, probably. I don't know.
But you guys were writing such mean rhythmic songs, and they're so rhythmic and so hooky and just
Right. Well, that's because for me, it all starts that way. I mean, that's why I fell in love with hip hop so much a little later on, is because, the drums, like for real, the legit thing you can always say about any band is if your drummer sucks, your band sucks. Like, I don't give a fuck how good your
yeah,
songs are. When you play live, if your drummer isn't good at it, then your whole band's not good at it.
yeah.
That's just how it is, right? So it was all rhythm. That's what it was all about for me. And Fly was a fucking monster, dude. He was a monster.
Yeah.
Like I would never want to be in a band with a shitty drummer. I wouldn't be in a band with a shitty drummer. Like that was just I didn't care. The rest of it I didn't really care about that much.
Yeah, I've never done it. I've been pretty lucky with I know what you mean. It's weird. Once in a while you get in a like, whoa, there are bad drummers. Like, whoa.
Yeah, there's
Well,
bad drummers. Like I couldn't do a Fly did. Like I can fucking get through a few songs, whatever, but no, dude. Like fucking, you got to be good at it.
even singers, like when I go see bands, I don't mind if a singer's pitch is all over the place, but I hate when it's the rhythm isn't right. It's not rhythmic. Like non-rhythmic singers drive me insane when they can't place the word. Find the pocket. Yeah. I think that's a problem with Vince Neil now more than anything, is that he misses the pocket. That's one thing to be flat, but people are going, she's got the, and he's like behind or ahead. Like, you can't find that pocket. The pocket is gone. I think people are so into, you know?
Listen, dude. So I fucking say this all the time. It's just like, I can't, it blows my mind. Like, Vince Neil might be the luckiest person on the planet, because he has gotten paid oodles and oodles of fucking money to be really bad at what he actually does for a living, dude.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
If I was that bad at my job, dude, I'd be fucked, right? Guaranteed.
Yeah. But once again, a chemistry. It's just a chemistry of four dudes. And you were able to, as people came and went, you were able to re-keep that chemistry. That always blew my mind, because I remember sitting with Dizzy in Hollywood and Western at when he was in Juicy Miss Lucy, and you guys were like Prince to him, and that's all he would talk about. And he was so nights after nights just sitting up with him. That's why I almost resented him when he got in, because he got cooler than, you know, but he was so determined to be a glamour punk. That was his life's mission.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I guess that is true.
He was like, you're John Frusciante, like John Frusciante joining the Chili Peppers. He was fucking like, he knew about your concept more than you did. You know what I mean?
Well, he did know that. Like, he was on board with it. He knew everything about it. But it's funny to hear, you know, because like he had said to me that it, you know, he came from Vegas to join my band, like to join the Glamour Punks, I should say, right? So, but I never heard the stories behind it where he talked to other people about that.
He'd sit with me hours, you know, because
because
I usually end up talking about music with people, you know, not chicks. Just
of course,
hours. I just remember their room was right next door, and I couldn't believe he did it. I was just like, wait, you're not going to play Stacy? That's never going to, you know what I mean? Stacy was a god. Remember, he was dating Lorraine Lewis. It just seemed so large as a kid. Like, you guys are a local band. He's dating the hottest star that's on MTV. Like, Steve Jones is coming to your shows. It was insane just seeing you. It was just, I was so jealous. There was just some magic that's just, you know, it's still there. It just was insane. It was just right. 1,000,000 to 1. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, well, it's fun. Well, it just seems like, you know, when you put your mind, like I said, like, I came out here to start that band, and that's what happened. And then Dizzy, like, you know, Stacy was gone, and we were like, oh, what the fuck? And then it became Dizzy was just appeared. Like, I came out here to join the Glamour Punk. Like, it was, you know what I mean? Like, that was meant to be that way.
Yeah. And now
Dizzy could actually play bass and write songs and contribute now. So it became a different thing. Because Stacy, I love him to death, but, you know, he was, you know, it
was more Sid Vicious.
Average at best.
But cool as fuck.
But cool as fuck, and he played the bass. Look, man, I got recordings of him, and it's fantastic. And it's not back when we could fucking punch shit in and do a bunch of fancy shit. It was him playing bass, right? But it was different.
What was very
for sure.
What was important with the Glamour Punks, as much as the playing, though, was the concept. And didn't he draw the original logo? Wasn't he a big part of the artwork too?
Well, no, Mickey, like, I had it kind of crudely done, and Mickey did the original one, and then Dizzy took that and really made it the cool one that it became.
Right. And even then,
the original concept was basically the same. You know what I mean?
Remember when Stacy got his name? Didn't he come? I remember him telling me off the Stacy Chemical. Wasn't it? What was that again?
That was, so we were at a club in New York before I came out here, and we're hammered, taking a piss, and you look down in the urinal cake, you know, in the fucking men's pisser, was Stacy Chemical Company. And he's like, oh, what a great name, Stacy Chemical. That's my name. I was like, okay, that is a red.
Holy shit. And the jackets, your jackets at that time were in, because the visual was a big part of it. I mean, The jackets were insane. You guys
Well,
had.
yeah, okay. So Mickey did his own, Stacy did mine and his and Fly's, right? And
Yeah.
then Dizzy took that over later on. Dizzy became the guy that, so we always had jackets, but it was funny because the one night, so Mickey lent Stacy his jacket to
Okay.
wear.
Okay.
Okay. So we go out party and Mickey stayed for whatever reason, was not out with us. So later that night, we're in that at Kelly's
Yeah,
apartment,
yeah, yeah.
right
On
next to the
Clark, on
whiskey, next
Clark,
to the
where
whiskey
where
on Clark.
Caroline lived with you. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
And they
right.
all
So
worked at the whiskey.
they all worked at the whiskey, right? So Stacy, we're out on the balcony. He's leaning back on the balcony. She's on the first floor, but it's still there's a parking
Oh
garage.
yeah, yeah.
So it's like a, I don't know, 17-foot drop probably down to the cement. And the barrier on that apartment just broke, and Stacy Chemical went off backwards, down the ground. We were like, so everyone's freaking the fuck out, right? Like, so we run downstairs. He's alive. He doesn't appear to be, but the ambulance comes because he's still not like moving. But he's like, I can talk, I can move a little bit. He's like, but it hurts really bad. Da, da, da. Ambulance comes. They cut the fucking jacket off.
Oh,
They cut his pants off. Right. So, fucking dude. I go home and Mickey's like, where's Stacy? And I go, oh man, he fell off a balcony. He's like in the hospital. I think he's gonna be fine, but you know, like they took him to the emergency room. He's gonna be home soon. He's like, where's my jacket? I'm like, oh man. Ah.
and we,
He goes, I wore my jacket. I was like,
dude, and you have to understand for your madness, our madness, how tight Mickey was wound. Mickey was wound. He looked like he invented drugs, but he was wound as tight as a fucking 8th grade librarian. He was wound
dude.
tight,
dude. And like that fucking jacket was his pride and joy.
It was
He had made it himself. And man, oh wow. So that was a whole thing. But he was far, far more concerned with his jacket than he was with the well-being of Stacy Chemical.
Oh my God.
At that point, right there in that minute.
Oh, well, he's just sick of dealing with madness. I remember I lived with them at Leland. No, maybe it was I forget the house, you know, the house we all lived in on that corner off Cherokee or whatever. I'm going to say Leland Way, but it wasn't Leland Way. But anyway, I lived with them.
Well, they built the apartment building where that was the one.
No, this was the house where Rolling Stone came and took pictures of us. DeLongpre. So he lived.
Yeah. Okay.
So for some reason, he did like a few weeks there, and he got out quick because it was me, him, and Dave, and him and Dave loved each other. So we were playing, I think the Roxy, and you guys were playing the teaser, and I went to go, and I took my bass, and I got there, and I opened, and it's Mickey's guitar, and he had taken my bass. And dude, I just used Henry's bass at the show, but someone somehow got in touch. And he was losing his fucking mind. Mickey wasn't going to use someone else's. Lost his fucking mind.
Oh no way!
And I got it down to him. But I think he moved out shortly after. That was the fucking straw that broke the camel's back.
I never heard that. That's funny.
Yeah. So Dizzy and you really took it to a whole nother level. It felt like Dave comes around, and it goes to a whole nother level, man. There's cages on stage and shit.
Well, yeah, of course. So Dizzy was all about that shit. He wanted to go over the top with shit like that. So I was on board. Like obviously, I was over the top to do anything. I think.
I mean, I remember
it all made sense to me.
David Codico, who went on to like be Manson's lawyer. Everybody's like is talking with Steve Jones about how amazing you guys are at that time. It was insane. You know, it's just like
yeah. I remember that guy, Codico. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So, so we just wanted another level. We're like punk rock Dave. Look at you. Look at the fucking. You don't have to do anything. You could. I mean, he sang, but like we'll put you in a cage and it'll just look rad, right? Like, fuck. It's just trying to add production value with no production money, right? You know what I mean?
and for all the madness. I always remember. I knew. What were you going to say?
And speaking of that, like when you were talking about being at Hollywood and Western, and so we went there, and Dizzy had paid for and made Juicy Miss Lucy side drops that just
Oh, I
folded.
remember them. Yeah.
Right. So we went, and he's like, we'll just paint over them Glamour Punks. He's like, they're mine. I paid for them and I painted them. So they're mine. I'll take them. So we walked in there, and Gizmo was in there by himself, and we just carried him out. And Gizmo was like, hey, those are ours. And Disney's like, not anymore. He's like, I paid for them. I painted them. We're taking them. So then we just took them back. We took them to Jody and Punk Rock Dave's garage out in the valley. And then we fucking spent time fucking repainting them, Glamour Punks.
Because I saw you guys when you had them at the Roxy with Dave in the cage, and I was like,
yeah.
Oh shit, it's getting better. Because there was jealousies, but oh shit, it's getting better and bigger. This is fucking fierce. You know what I mean? Girls were coming out from the valley. It was getting outside of Hollywood, and every kid on this, Mandie, Dizzy, you had so many. It was like a cult of worshipers. It was insane. It was getting really insane.
And we had Brian. I remember that show because we had Brian Waters come out dressed as a preacher, and he read this thing that we wrote for him to read. And then Dizzy was like, because we would always watch fucking what's the movie? Oh my God. What's the movie we took that from with all the that we had to submit and obey and the
the cards. Yeah. What is that?
Yeah.
What is
Holy
it?
Shit. That just flew out of my head. It's literally one of my favorite movies.
Kenny liked it a lot too. I remember, something.
Well, it's such a B movie. It's fucking Roddy Piper and fucking. It was amazing. Like it was a great B movie, but that concept was great. Well, how the fuck did I just forget the name of that movie, Britt? That's killing me right now.
I don't know. But it was large. It was all large, and it was getting just like, this is insane. Nothing's like this. It reminded me of Pharaoh, who we grew up. Me and you were talking.
I love those guys.
Nobody knew about Pharaoh. Me and Kenny were the only one who could talk about a band that was like U2 meets Motley Crue when we were growing up. It was insane, you know. And but I remember song-wise, we were living together in Alta Vista, and I think you and Dave had that fight in our apartment 208. And you wrote the song Trauma in 208.
Trauma in 208, yeah.
Something was long, turn the hate, trauma into, and it was so real. Like, these guys are fucking living it once. That was like, oh, fuck. That was a big, for me, that was huge.
See, I go back and forth on that. See, that's like that's cool. Like, you dig that, but you dig it, you were there firsthand. Because I go back and I look at that stuff. I go, wow, that's so just obvious, right? Like, something happened and I wrote it, and then I wrote it, but it seems obvious. Like I don't know. I guess as I evolve musically, I'd rather have stuff be more, even if it's about it specifically, not so obvious in the delivery, lyrically. You know what I mean?
I do, and I say this, and everybody gets mad when I say this, but think of Motley Crue's first record, Guns N' Roses' first record. It's just stupid to a degree, and that's why they can never talk that stupidity of being just stupid. Like, Guns were just walking to parties, going Paradise City, where the girls have big titties, and they turn it into a song because they copy in Hanoi Rocks Mystery City. But that stupidity of not knowing how arrangements go, not knowing what you just go 9.5 times. Let's have Slash with this. There's no sense of guitar. It's that stupidity that makes it so amazing. You can never get back to it. You just have to evolve.
Yeah, that's true. Right. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
What I mean? But Trauma in 208, even the way, when you think about alliterations that we didn't know when we were kids, Trauma into the T's bounce.
Yeah. No.
And the bond of friendship. It was a huge concept.
Well, it was, that part of it was cool, right? So when I think, but I guess the way I was looking at it back then was like, well, this is so specific to us. Can anyone ever relate to it truly? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think things go out like that. And people place their own things.
Right.
And a little bit of that is, and then I remember the big time you had a slower song when you played Follow Me. I was like, oh, what a beautiful, and now you had You know, it was like Axl sitting down for fucking Sweet Child and just met. You know
What
what I mean?
you're comparing this to some pretty
No, because
lofty
it's because
artists. Like
I
it's
love. No,
not.
what I
Let
loved
me
about
pump the brakes
Guns,
on that.
but when someone's so loud and aggressive and they put one thing
Right.
in, it's that thing where something sits against this, so it made something happen.
You know, yeah, again, but that was by design too. Like we actually sat down and time to time, like we should write something that is like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. We did. We would sit and talk about that, and you know, do it that way.
Yeah, it's a shame that it wasn't recorded back then. With that, how do you like the recordings now? I really like them, but what do you feel about recordings? Like,
Well, what do you mean? Which recordings? Like I have like the old original, like or there's a re-recordings that were done in 2012 of all the songs because you know we were on that same label that you a lot of these
Demon
bands were
Doll, yeah,
on
yeah,
the Demon Doll.
yeah,
So we did that. So we re-recorded stuff, the stuff that was not like it was just so not good enough to put out for people to listen
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. But
You
what
know what
was
I
you?
mean?
But I remember Dave bringing. Maybe your Johnny Love from Love Hate was doing demos with you
Yeah,
guys.
Johnny Love did. Yeah, so we released the Johnny Love stuff. That sounded the best. The 4-track shit Johnny Love did, and the cheap one-off 16-track place like on Hollywood Boulevard somewhere where they were like, oh, you know, whatever, 3 songs for 300 or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck it was. But those sounded the best. We did some other ones like in actual more legitimate studios, sounded like ass.
right. And because Dave would bring Johnny Love's 4 tracks when we were being A&M, but because of just capturing something, and there was something that he just loved, and I got it. The
Yeah.
intensity was on those. That, you know, there's that thing of
We
being
did that.
recorded.
We
By,
did that at Soul House. So we went Johnny. The Love Hate was they were Fly. When I met Fly, he was in a band with another guy, and he lived. They all lived at Soul House. They all lived there. That was the first place I ever hung out around here. Like I hung out downtown at Soul House before I really hung out in Hollywood because that's where those guys were, right?
yeah,
And so Fly knew those guys so well that they like were like, oh, and I remember because I was gonna be in a band with Fly and his friend Bumper that lived with them.
yeah.
And we did a Bozo jam and I did one song with them. And I'll remember like kids like, oh, that guy, you don't want him singing for you, Bumper. He might get you laid on a Saturday night, but he's not the guy to sing for you. Talking about me. And I was like, damn. I was like, he said that. I was like, that's fucked up.
That's
and I was like, but like fucking literally fast forward to like 6 months later and the Glamour Punks played and Skid was like, you guys are rad. And Jizzy was always cool with me too. Like he's like you can sing. He's like, but you could be better. He's like, you're too fat. Jizzy told me straight up. He's like, you got to get it tight in the middle, dude, if you really want to be a real singer. That's what Jizzy told me.
I was just saying to someone, Skid sat me down once. He goes, you guys are really good, but Soul's better than you now. I was like, more girls like you guys. Like, I loved it. They were like big brothers to, and I remember going to Soul House, looking at Skid's art. It kind of set us up. It was a good LA initiation to go there.
It was perfect. It was perfect. It was better. Because like that was like real deal. Like they were living outside of the norm, and you know, the other stuff people were just coming in on the weekends, right?
Yeah.
The Soul House, it was like that all the time.
And then the whiskey with Vicky and Louie and who is they're writing. They were on One More Round, and Carol worked there, and Kelly worked there, and all. It was such that No Bozo jam. That was such a microcosm of the strip. It was so different than anything up and down it.
And that was like you said, like well, that's Vicky, who gets shouted out by Love Hate in that song, as you know. Like, but she's the reason the Glamour Punks got a No Bozo jam at a time we got it for the first time. You know what I mean? Like we got, you know, it was like fucking prime time. And it was the first time we'd ever played, really. I mean, outside of that teaser show, like I talk about. But that's just going around, hanging around. Go around, hanging around, knowing love hate. They introduced us to Vicky. Boom. So they were really the catalyst for all that shit.
Yeah. And those the Bozo Jam and the teaser really helped us, each of us, cultivate our bands to bring it to bigger shows. It was such, just with amps there and just such a great ground with no tickets, no nothing. There were such great places to cultivate.
1,000%. Like, is that without it, it would have been, I wouldn't have done. I couldn't have imagined having to do it without having those two avenues. We even played the Anti Club. We played the Central. We played a lot of places that other people didn't really play.
Yeah.
Just to play live, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I always love the teaser, the fact of, and I don't think it'll ever happen again, where you just play in this band that was meant so much, but people would sit on the stage. I love that the stage was this high, and you look and your friends are just surrounding you drinking on stage.
Right. Yeah. Well, that place, I mean, it was the ultimate intimate venue, right? Like the stage is this high.
Yeah, it was just so fucking cool. And when did you realize how big you guys were and what you meant to people? I mean, did you know at the time, or is it now that you realize that?
I'm not sure that I truly realized that still. I don't know. I felt back then that at one point, it was so chaotic, right? It was hard to, it was chaotic. We were chaotic as a band, as young people. You know, I mean, it was chaos.
But you were able to bottle it like we were and go to practice and book shows, because there were a lot of people that hung out that could never even get a band. Couldn't they? The hang was so much more important than the work. We could work in the middle. It was that thing of working through the partying at rehearsal as opposed to not at rehearsal, just cultivating thing.
We did that but then it got to points like, it was shitty. So many times it was shitty too, because we didn't practice, or we were too hammered drunk, or we were too just not in the moment.
Well, yeah, like GNR, you didn't know what you were going to get at a show. But the cool thing I was thinking when you were showing up for this, I was like, even back then, you always showed up. You guys weren't flaky. For all the madness, you weren't flaky at all. Right. And you know what I mean? You don't get anywhere not being flaky.
I think if you wanna fucking play music live on stage, you can't be flaky, right? You have to be present and you have to be there. Right? I mean, and if you want it to, if you want it to be somewhat credible, you have to show up and sound check and make sure everything's cool and do your job. Like, even if you're not getting paid, it's your job if that's what you love to do, right? Like, so
yeah,
I couldn't imagine not taking that part of it seriously.
Yeah. I was thinking, I went to dinner with two friends, fans of Blackboard Jungle, last night, and I was telling them, don't you wish you were one of those girls coming into the Valley to see us, the whole spectacle, and getting to go out and go home? I think that was so romantic that these girls would borrow sisters' cars, everybody that would come in and then leave. That had to be a cool vibe, a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I guess so. I never.
You know what I mean? We provided.
Yeah.
Think of that.
No, it's funny because now I live in the Valley, so now I can see how that works.
No, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that was a thing. They borrow a car. They might not even stay anywhere for the weekend. They'd hit it for the weekend and get out.
I know.
Go to horseback riding lessons or whatever they did. Just
whatever it is.
Wash it off.
Whatever Monday morning brought. Well, fuck, dude. Yeah.
Like, these people were working in Pasadena and going to shoe sales, and we were just fucking 24/7.
Which makes me look back and be like, oh, but then when I look back at what we were doing, then it was really actually a smaller world than it was to me at that point, obviously. You know what I mean?
Well, everybody knows, anybody I talk to, more than Blackboard Jungle, and I'm not everybody wants to know about the Sunset Strip when kids look, the Glamour punks. You guys had a big cultural, just like I'm going to use another band, Faster Pussycat.
Right.
Like, Firehouse sold a zillion more records than them, but their cultural influence did not touch Faster Pussycats. If we took in terms of cultural influence.
Yeah.
Dudes are dressing like you. Dudes, and it was wild.
That did happen. That happened for
I mean,
sure.
straight up, like
And
just
now that I look back, I'd be like, who the fuck would dress like me? You must be out of your mind. Like now I look at it like, what the fuck were we all thinking?
but you were cool. I remember you going to the Boy George book signing. I remember you reading the Stephen King books in our apartment when it,
Oh yeah.
there was a twist to it, which was what made it cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just fucking around, obviously. Back then, I was all about it, obviously. But, it's funny because now, like, my kids will see pictures of me and they're like, nice, dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking golfing in a skirt. Golfing in a skirt. Joe Howard goes, that motherfucker will golf and play basketball hungover.
Yeah.
None of you guys will. I mean, that was insane.
That's funny.
Yeah. What do you think when you look back on it now? I mean, where does it sit with you?
Well, that doesn't bother, right? The heat just kicked on.
No.
Well, it's weird with me, dude, because most of the people that were involved with that and with me and the Glamour Punks are dead, right?
I know, dude. That's fucking
Like
four of the
most of them
guys
are
in that,
dead.
right? Strange, Dizzy, Dave, Skits. Yeah,
They're all dead.
that's wild.
Why? I don't even know about. Like no one's seen him in forever and forever. Stacy, I talk to occasionally, once a year-ish, not, but he went back, back east to where we came from. And then Mickey, again, like I said, he just hit me up, like so, and everyone else, like there is no one else.
That's wild though, right? It's got to be haunting at times. I mean, it's like Leonard Skinner without the plane wreck. It's insane.
Right. Well, it just goes to show, I think, like how kind of off the hinges the whole thing was, right? You know what I mean? Like
Beyond, yeah.
yeah, dude. Dave spent a lot of time in fucking a penitentiary and then got out and then he died. But it's all bad news, all stuff that probably could have been avoided.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's also it goes to show that's what it was, right? That's what I guess that's what it boils down to. Like I came out here to start that band and it became like this thing for misfits who like without my mom had just died, my dad had died long before that. I was literally by myself at that point, right? So for me, that's the Glamour Punks was all I had. So it's all I cared about, right? And then other people that joined it, it was the same thing for them, I think, to some extent, right? That became that for them too. So that's why it worked.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I mean, we were just little kids having this whole society of our own. I remember when your mom died and we all lived in Alta Vista and Kenny's mom had died when he was 17 and he took you aside. That was what was going on. You know what I mean? And a bond occurred. Right. You're like, wow, Kenny's the only one that can go out there that really
that really knows. Like he knew, right? You know what I mean? But it wasn't just like a lot of them knew. And if it wasn't their parent, maybe their parents are fine. Dizzy's parents were long dead. He hadn't talked to any family except for his grandmother forever. So you know what I mean? And I honestly can't say for Mickey, he never talked about his parents. Like he didn't. But I know like he came here and it was like he needed something and that it was something he was looking for. The same with Skits. It was funny. Skits moved here from New York, but said the same thing. Oh, I moved out here to make sure I'll join the Glamour Punks.
It was a religion, dude. Yeah, it was a religion.
Yeah, he said the same thing. It was, really multiple people that ended up joining the band had their mind set on doing so because they, like I said, maybe it's something they needed it more than anything else.
That's a big revelation because I remember staying away, always knowing now we're tight, but like there was a darkness and it wasn't you guys as much as the type of person around you that would like go pull a fire alarm to just impress Mandie. Like there was a darkness and an emptiness around a lot of the surrounders at that time that I didn't just get.
Fair. Yeah, that's very fair. And but we fucking would like to me like we would dizzy too for sure. We would feed on that shit, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we fed on that. Like that's
Yeah.
it was part of
Yeah.
the deal. Part of the deal.
Yeah. And you were never as dark because I remember going over Punk Rock Dave's and there was a safe and guns and drugs and like, whoa, this is really dark. This is really
Yeah.
dark. And just like us, when our friends were killing themselves at after out, you're like, oh, it's getting dark. This might be done. You know what I mean? It's getting really dark out, man.
Yeah. Well, it did for those guys who got mad dark. Well, it did, you know, fuck, dude, you know how big it got in. Some of these guys were junkies. Some of them were, look, we all drank way too much.
Yeah.
And, but these other guys, there's a different level because you can come back from that. These guys, there was so much speed and so much smack going on, you know, like, you know.
Yeah, I guess we were. I mean, we did it, but we never had. I did, but I didn't have a pro. I didn't get in. You know what I mean? It wasn't. Yeah.
Well, I never did. I never did any of that shit.
Yeah, I remember you.
Back
Yeah.
then. I only drank ever, smoked some weed, but only drank back then.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. Like doing fucking speed and coke and heroin. I never did any of that shit. Never did.
Yeah.
But though Dave and it got a lot of people got mad into that. Boy, that was the dark. Like going to some of those places. But again, that gave me life experience and it gave me things to look at and to think about and to write about. Like I loved hanging out with those guys, even though I didn't do that shit. Going like I remember going early on to Hollywood and Western and hanging out with Rick Smith back then for a couple days, like just Rick Smith for 2 days straight. But just seeing like the travels of where people go to get stuff and then go and do it and watch them do it and like just watch the transformation. Like it was very intriguing to me. And it made me even less inclined to want to do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I get you. Yeah. 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 No, I totally get it. It was, especially from where we came from. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, this is the
Real deal. It really really underbelly fucking, you know, like people are desperate people shit. Some of it, not all of it. Some of it's good fun too.
Dude, 90% was fun. 90% was a big.
Yeah. I don't want to go all crazy,
but 90% of it was a big rock and roll dormitory party with buzz codes and going up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right. You knew the coast to like 20 different apartment buildings.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. What do you I think of you. I love that Rock City News cover of you guys. That's one of my favorite photos of you. From Blackboard Jungle, there's the photo in the rainbow of us with the TV. That's my favorite photo that I go, that's really us. Like, is there some of all your, I don't think you're like me. I don't collect a million Blackboard Jungle, but that's my thing that goes, is there any photo or something that you go, that's us, and it makes you smile when you see that part of that?
Honestly, just the logo. Like the logo for me, because I got a couple t-shirts and I had a t-shirt my kid wore to school, and I don't remember what it was, probably third or fourth grade. And then we got a letter home because obviously, part like the U around the U, it says fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. But I didn't even think twice about it, right? Just put look, cool. Glamour Punk's logo. And the kids are like, oh, what is that? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. So
I get it. So that like logo pops. Yeah.
Yeah. The logo for me is really.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of a photo. We had so many photo shoots.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's different iterations too. Because early on, the first one we did down on Melrose, me and Stacy and Fly and Mickey.
Against the wall. Yeah.
It was fucking rad. I loved that one. Like, I loved it, right? But then later on, with none of those guys in it, when we had 5 members, when Stranger's there too.
Yeah.
And I think but I think even Dave was in the picture, so 6 in the end total.
Yeah.
But I had my arms like that, so that was
Yeah.
another one I liked a lot. But there's
Yeah.
those are the two like a oh, and the other one when Dizzy had a bowling ball like ball and chain 8 ball. He got a bowling ball and painted the 8 ball on it, and then he used it like it was a ball and chain he was connected to. That was a cool photo shoot. He had some rad photos of that.
Yeah.
But Dizzy was way into that shit. Like he was the master of that. He would find cool shit to do to look good in a fucking photograph. He was fucking a mastermind.
Yeah. Now I've loved everything you've done. Full Metal Racket. And now I love Old Man Crawford. When are we going to get to hear Old Man Crawford on a streaming platform? When are you putting it out? I love this.
Well, I don't really think about that shit is the problem. That's the biggest problem for me.
Yeah.
I don't really
Yeah.
think about that. Uh, More importantly, I feel like I should put the Glamour Punks out. I get yelled at all the time for not having the Glamour Punks out on Spotify or anywhere. And I really should do that. If someone would really get on me about it, I would do it. But I
What,
only
what
get yelled at occasionally.
What about just the logo and every song? I'll do it for you. Just give me the logo and every song. Nobody's making money off it. Just give me the logo and every song and just throw it up.
Um, yeah, I absolutely want to do that. I want the Glamour Punks on there. I'll release my shit too. You know, it's crazy. I'm sitting in here right now in my garage, and my kid now, so he took percussion all through middle school, but he wasn't like super into it or anything. Now he's senior in high school and he's taking music tech
Yeah.
and he got mad into that. So we just got him Ableton and an Ableton push controller. And
Yeah.
now he's in here with his friends making music the same way I've been doing it for the last few years.
Yeah.
And that's super cool, right? Because that's actually
Oh,
something I can help him with. And, you know, now he's in here. Now he's in here with his friends recording music, which is fucking rad.
amazing, man. Yeah, that would be cool to just have it all up, and it's not that hard. You now think of, dude, all we wanted when we were kids was one little thing wrapped in plastic in a
I
store.
know.
That's what
I
our
know.
existence was after.
I know.
That
And
was
now you can just put well, even like so my oldest son, Griffin, his little stepbrother, half brother, is a fantastic musician, and he just sent me again a new song today. So he like these kids are that's all they all day long creating up at boom,
oh yeah,
just trying to get it, you know, and that's cool, but it also lends to the fact that it's so saturated, right? So
it's
now
true.
it's even right, it's saturated.
Well, the thing is, the Glamour Punks, and I love this with Blackboard Jungle. I mean, music, people put out new albums. It dictates a time in your life, mostly. That's a big bond of it. Like, oh, I went to see them when I was at my 20s, and it changed you to that. And I think
Right.
that bond with the Glamour Punks, with Blackboard Jungle, to people's youth is the big anchor of that music, and why this other music can't mean as much, because it just doesn't mean, it's not the thing in their life that they document this time in their life by, for the most part.
Right, true. But so like I've tended to move the goalpost as I've grown with music too. Like as much as I love all that, like I still have playlists with I See Your Ozzy, right? Like that fucking record is so amazing, right? And I still
Yeah.
have playlists, so I still hear that record in my life all the time.
Yeah.
But I make sure that I've always kept up with the music being made throughout that
Oh
whole
yeah, you
time, right?
turn me
Like
on the atmosphere. You love music. That's the thing. You love music. That's why I love
yeah,
talking
oh
about you.
for
You are a
sure, for
music
sure.
lover. There's people that think they love you. Fucking love music. It's if it was heroin, you'd be dead. You know what I mean?
Guaranteed.
You know, it's. I think it's how people like us sort ourselves out.
Right. Well, right. Yeah. So I use that. I use it more. I used it a lot as a young person, as an escape, and then for a long time I didn't use as much escape, and now I use it as an escape again more than just as much as I did when I was a kid. Right. Just
Yeah.
like and like you said, the immediacy now is really nice, right? Because
Yeah.
before I had to sit in my room and put a record on and put headphones on, and now I can go anywhere and listen to anything I want and have that in my head space anywhere. And that really is cool, right?
Well, I think out of debt to people that are no longer with us, you should put the Glamour Punks on a streaming platform to keep those memories and those feelings for people that walk like you.
Yeah, I 1000% will do that, and even more so. And like I said, talking to Mickey, we started actually penning down some ideas for a song, just in the memory of all those people.
Oh, I got
And
chilled, dude.
then
That's cool, man.
we will include that too.
That's
So we'll
awesome.
see, we'll
Well,
see.
well,
But
thank you for.
I will do that. Britt, make sure I do
I
that.
will, because I have the account. I bought the label account for $69 a year. We put out as much music as you want, and you could always get on that or get, dude, $69.
No, I'll do my own.
Dude, it's the
I'll
best.
let you, yeah.
Your sons
So
can
what do
put
you
their
do
music.
that through? Is that through TuneCore? Or what do
No,
you do
I
with
did it
this?
through. They all do it. Mine is Ditto Music, DITTO. I bought the 5
Okay.
label plan, so you get five different artists, so you can read as much music as you want.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the way to go, and I'll help you with that. But
All right, cool.
dude, I love this. Thank you for doing this, my man.
Hey, it was a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I love you know how much I love you and your band and
Love you.
everything that we've been through together, dude. So
Yeah,
thank
we
you.
made it count. So say goodbye to everybody. I'm going to say goodbye to you.
Peace, y'all. Thank you.